Hey folks, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. My name is Saurabh Pol. Welcome to Pol Ke Pol. Today I'm going to talk about generalists versus specialists. So who has better careers, right? Many people, they have this question, right? And I myself have, always had this question. Even when I started my career, I was like, kya karna hai? Should I be someone who's a jack of all trades and master of none? Or should I be someone who knows one thing very well and just does that thing very, very, very well for a very, very, very long time, right? So that's a specialist. So basically, आपको ये choose करना होता है कि are you someone who's so malleable, who's so flexible that you can work across any team and you have so many skills that you can fit into any team and you can contribute to any project and basically you're a very fluid individual, right? Or you are someone who is an extremely specialized niche individual who's like ki, when all the stars align and like when this thing is needed, there's no one better in this entire company or in this entire team than this guy or this girl, right? Ki yehi hai, isi ko aata hai sab. So that's a specialist, right? So here's the thing, right? Like it depends from career to career, industry to industry. But to give you an example, right? Just like everyone loves cricket, right? Like sabko pata hai. So if you look at someone like a Jasprit Bumrah, right? Like he's one of the greatest fast bowlers ever, honestly, and probably India's greatest ever fast bowler. And his thing is that he can bowl really, really well, right? Although he can only bowl fast, right? He's not a spinner. He can't really bat. He's not even known as a great fielder. उसे captaincy नहीं मिला. In fact, Shubman Gill got the captaincy over him. So there was a lot of rada, when it came to that. But ठीक है, वो manage हो गया. So Jasprit Bumrah, at the end of the day, is going to be remembered as a very nice person who was an amazing bowler, right? And like one of the world's best, right? But that's about it, right? In the Indian team context, he couldn't go beyond a certain level because he was a specialist, funnily enough, right? Because the reality is you can be a specialist and companies want specialists, right? Their attitude is यार मैं हर प्रॉब्लम के लिए जो हमारा सबसे बेस्ट बंदा या बंदी है उसको मुझे डालना है इस चीज पे. ओके, दैट इज देयर एंटायर आइडिया ऑफ थिंग्स. ओके, उनका सीन क्या है कि यार मैं मतलब सी फॉर देम ना रिसोर्स एलोकेशन एंड कैपिटल एलोकेशन इज द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग. पैसा है, इस प्रोजेक्ट पे कितना पैसा डालना है, कब डालना है, क्या डालना है, एंड लोग कौन से डालने हैं, रिसोर्स एंड मैन पावर एलोकेशन, राइट? लाइक सॉरी, कैपिटल एंड मैन पावर एलोकेशन, राइट? दे विल बी लाइक कि ओके इस प्रोजेक्ट को लीड कौन करेगा, इस प्रोजेक्ट में कि who exactly is going to be part of this project and over a period of time who's going to be responsible and so on and so forth. Now the challenge is companies also have like a fixed set of rules, right? A fixed set of constraints. Every company has constraints, right? Every organization has constraints, so they have to work in that constraint. उनको पता है हमारे पास सिर्फ 10 लोग हैं इस चीज के लिए. अभी वो 10 लोगों में से हम किसको इस काम पे डालें? So they always have this thing like a multiplayer team, like any movie you see or any video game that you see, okay? And they will always have like that one funny guy, okay, one weird guy, which is and then you have like the one handsome guy, okay, the one tech guy, the one angry guy. So everyone has a role to play, right? Like in every movie or say anything like Power Rangers, pakad lo ya Avengers bol lo. So companies also have that one thing, ki hey, I have these people who are out here to do different jobs, and we are going to all get them together and we are going to get it sorted, right? But here's the thing, you have to ask yourself, where do you fit right in those things? The company will do what it has to do. You have to ask yourself how do I fit in the grand scheme of things? When you are starting your career, the first thing that you need to do is you need to be a specialist. That's the funniest part. आपको start specialist करके बनना है, because no one's going to give you a generalist role. They're going to be like, why? तू क्या वो CEO का भांजा है क्या कि हम तेरे को कोई भी रोल दे देंगे, कहीं पे भी घुस जाएगा तू? नहीं, यू नीड टू बी ए स्पेशलिस्ट कि सर मुझे ये काम आता है, मैं ये चीज़ करूँगा, मेरे को टेस्टिंग आता है, देखो टक 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 टक, मुझे कोडिंग आता है, देखो मैं ऐसे ऐसे कुछ कर रहा हूँ, ओके, और आई एम इनटू सेल्स, आई कैन सेल एनीथिंग, राइट? यू गिव मी एनीथिंग, आई विल सेल इट. और यू आर लाइक सर मैं वेयर हाउस में काम करूँगा, आई एम एन ऑपरेशन स्पेशलिस्ट और समथिंग ऑफ दैट सॉर्ट, राइट? आई एम गोना वर्क ऑन द लॉजिस्टिक साइड ऑफ थिंग्स, आई एम गुड एट इट, आई गेट सेट योर प्रोसेसेस प्रॉपर. So you have to start your career like that. You have to start with that. Everyone starts their career with something. And that includes all the big people that you know. Okay. That literally all the biggest superstars in the film industry or in the business industry or anywhere or in the sports, right? They all start with that one little thing. They land and they expand. Okay. That's how you grow. Specialists get hired, generalists get promoted. Okay. I read that somewhere, not my original, but I think it makes a lot of sense, for you to keep that in mind, right? By the way, folks, this is live, so I don't know how many people are live right now, but if you are, you can just put any of your questions in the chat, right? I saw there was one question from Anas Fazil 11, but I think it's gone for some reason. But you have any question related to this, any comments related to this or any other topic, just put it in there and we'll talk once this is done. So yeah, coming back, right? Like I'll give you one example, right? Like Dhirubhai Ambani, one of the greatest businessmen of all time and one of the greatest businessmen from India ever. Now this man started off as a trader in Yemen. Okay, he was a trader. Okay, वो trading वेडिंग करने का normal commodity goods and all. And then he learned the basics of business as a trader. He came back to India and then he got into textiles. Okay, he pioneered polyester clothing for the lower classes and lower middle classes of India. Okay, and then he expanded it with polyester clothing. Okay, वो polyester clothing, it was Vimal. जो Vimal clothing, Reliance का पहला धंधा was actually रिलायंस का जो पहला धंधा था वो एक्चुअली वाज इनटू टेक्सटाइल्स. Okay, if anyone knows that, then they did backward integration, then they did forward integration, horizontal integration, and the way they got into petroleum is because polyester is made out of petroleum, right? Like at least I don't know the exact way it goes out there, but obviously it's made because it's not exactly a clothing fabric, right? It has artificial elements in it. तो वो फिर ऐसे पीछे 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 जाते जाते they got into oil and they understood refineries and so on and so forth, right? And of course, then they expand into so many other things. Aaj Reliance Digital hai, Jio hai, ye hai, wo hai. So first you have to start with something, you have to land, and then you have to expand, right? You have to start as a specialist. But what do you mean by a specialist, right? Everyone should look at you and be like, this is what this guy is known for. When you are young and you're out there, you're doing something, everyone should look at you, is aadmi ko ye aata hai, ye apna banda hai. Okay, this is what he's known for. Now, the paradox of this is the moment you're too good at your job, at something which the company really needs, there's a very high chance that the company might be like, इसको है ना हम यहीं पे रखेंगे, इससे अच्छा तो कोई ये चीज़ करता ही नहीं है, वी वांट टू कीप दिस पर्सन हियर ओनली, इट्स ओके. वैसे भी इसका ज़्यादा पोटेंशियल दिख नहीं रहा है, ऊपर जाके कुछ करेगा, और यहाँ पे तो वैसे भी अच्छा कर रहा है, 2 पैसे एक्स्ट्रा दे देंगे, क्या करेगा, पेपर डाल देगा तो काउंटर ऑफर दे देंगे. I've heard counter offers are quite popular these days. So, as I was saying, right, like when you become too good at your job, the company will try to be like, you know what, we can't lose you. You're amazing. Please stay here. We don't want to replace you, and we definitely don't want to train someone else. पता नहीं वो अच्छा होगा बुरा होगा इस काम में. So everyone stays happy, right? And depending on your ambition level, there are many people who are like, हाँ मैं यही करूँगा जिंदगी भर. That's fine. The problem with that is, tomorrow, if your job gets automated, if your particular skill, that one skill that you're really, 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 really good at, if that gets automated, you're fucked. Okay? That is your reality, is what I'm trying to tell you. Okay? Imagine like you are like very, very good at like making presentations, and your only job is making presentations, or your only job is, like coding in a certain language. Now, what happens if that thing becomes obsolete? Okay? What happens if, like, आजकल तो वैसे भी PPTs can be made by a person who is 9th standard pass. 9th फेल का बंदा beautiful.ai पे जाके, canva पे जाके, अच्छी gamma.ai पे जाके अच्छी खासी डेक बनाएगा. ओके, अच्छी खासी डेक बनाएगा, एंड लाइक आपको पता भी नहीं चलेगा 19-20 का फर्क होगा उसमें और प्रोफेशनल में. Obviously, the reality of every presentation is it's only good when you really know what you're talking about, right? But I'm digressing. The point is, don't get too good at something, and even if you do get too good at something, have other skills that you can expand into. Okay, once you land, you have to expand. I keep repeating that. It sounds funny because it's not, but it's not. It's a very corporate jargonish thing, but it makes a lot of sense, right? Now the thing is, ki you need to also remember that, oh my God, me Rao Sahib is life. One of my closest friends, man. What the fuck? But I will get back. Mr. Rao, I'll get back to this. So Coming back, right? Like, if you are someone who's starting your career, please be a specialist. Okay, I'll give you another example. If you think of someone like an Irfan Pathan, okay, चलो cricket का एक और example दिया जाए. So Mr. Irfan Pathan was, for me, one of the most favorite cricketers I know, and many of you are too young, but he honestly, when he started out, he was a left arm swing bowler. Okay, he turned into an all-rounder by the time Greg Chappell was done with him. Okay, he became an all-rounder way late in his career. Okay, Sachin Tendulkar was not a bowler, but I'm sure, if I'm not wrong, he's taken a lot of wickets. Sachin Tendulkar, of course, everyone knows what he's good at. But the reality is, has my camera gone by any chance? Wow, my camera's gone. Wow, my camera's gone. This has been happening today. I need to solve this. ये सचिन तेंदुलकर सर आपके बारे में बात किया and my camera is not working. Wow, my camera is not working. Okay, आजा आजा. Very nice. ये ऐसे होगा YouTube लाइव, ऐसे बनेगा, ऐसे होगा हमारा YouTube चैनल. Okay, let me see. Just 2 seconds. हो जा भाई. हो जा हो जा हो जा हो जा. Okay. Yeah, cool. So be a specialist in maintaining cameras properly. Yeah, otherwise you'll end up like me. But coming back, unless I'm not cooked, I'm back. By the way, you have no clue how many cameras I have. 2 minute लगेगा दूसरा कैमरा लेके आऊंगा मैं. But anyway, coming back, so Sachin Tendulkar started off as a batsman and he then turned into basically a good bowler, and he was also a pretty decent fielder, by the way, right? Now remember this one thing, right? Like, there are so many people who are generalists. Okay, they are also in trouble. Basically, these are like mass, jack of all trades. कि कहीं पे भी डाल दो ये कुछ भी कर लेंगे. आप इनको प्रोग्राम मैनेजमेंट बोल दो ये कर लेंगे, आप इनको सेल्स बोल दो थोड़ा सा कर लेंगे, आप इनको कस्टमर सपोर्ट बोल दो साला वो भी कर लेंगे. How are these people able to do this, right? Like, of course they are not, some of the toughest like specific skills are like, यार डिजाइन विजाइन इनको आएगा नहीं, क्योंकि डिजाइन हलवा तो है नहीं. आपको मैं कैनवा दे दूंगा, फोटोशॉप दे दूंगा, आएगा क्या आपको? आपको आएगा क्या डिजाइन करना? इट्स नॉट दैट इजी, राइट? यू नीड टू हैव अ डिजाइन सेंस. So these are things which they will not be able to do, but they will be able to do 8 out of 10 things the company wants them to do. The problem is, if you are a generalist, after a point of time, the company is like, okay, he's good, but what is he great at? You see, companies are also being a little hypocritical when they have someone who is extremely good at one thing. If they're a specialist, they're like, हाँ, but ये सिर्फ यही चीज सीधा करता है. What about the others? And when you find someone who's a generalist, they're like, but what is he really good at? So what companies do is that they give the generalist one thing. Okay, after a point of time, every company is like, okay, enough of this, you have clearly proven yourself. अभी एक काम कर, अभी ये प्रोजेक्ट दिया है, ये डोमेन दिया है, तू अभी इस पे काम कर. ठीक है, as simple as that. And we want to see if you're good at this, and you're going to stick with this for at least a year or two, and we'll see how good or bad you really are at this, right? A very good example would be MBA grads who basically become executive assistants, or sorry, they call themselves chiefs of staff nowadays. So basically, these people, they're highly capable individuals, right? And they can do almost everything. And what they are supposed to do mainly is program management, right? But people have also realized, like including the top management who these people report into, they have realized, okay, these guys are being just wasted in doing program management after a point of time. They're quite capable. We need to give them something. तो ये लोग उनको दे देंगे, यार ये प्रोडक्ट है, ये प्रोडक्ट लॉन्च में यू आर रिस्पॉन्सिबल. ठीक है, ये हमारा आर डिजिटल मार्केटिंग इज नॉट गोइंग वेल, आई नीड यू टू टेक दिस अप. ये करते. यार कस्टमर सपोर्ट फटा हुआ है, तो एक काम कर, तू ये कस्टमर सपोर्ट को लीड कर ले. ठीक है, तू उसको सीधा कर दे थोड़ा, दैट दिस इज योर प्रोजेक्ट एंड यू नीड टू वर्क ऑन दिस एटलीस्ट फॉर अ ईयर. Okay, or hey, our offline strategy is is not doing that great, let's work on that. So you get me? So companies will look at those generalists and be like, you have to prove yourself. You know what this means? This means they want a T-shaped professional. This is something which I learned a few years ago. They were like, hey, we want T-shaped engineers, we want T-shaped marketeers. So I'm in marketing, obviously, so I was told, Saurabh, you need to be a T-shaped marketeer. What is a T-shaped marketer? वो क्या होता है? They're like T shape matlab ye aisa. Basically, you need to know your breadth of knowledge should be great. Okay? कि मेरे को सोशल मीडिया भी आता है, मेरे को प्रोडक्ट मार्केटिंग भी आता है, मेरे को डिमांड जेन भी आता है, मेरे को इवेंट्स मार्केटिंग भी आता है, मेरे को ऑफलाइन मार्केटिंग भी आता है, मेरे को पीआर भी आता है. ओके, आई हैव अ आइडिया अबाउट ऑल ऑफ दिस, बट व्हेन इट कम्स टू प्रोडक्ट मार्केटिंग, दैट इज वेयर आई गो डीप. इस ये मेरे को बहुत अच्छे से आता है. यू गेट मी? ऐसे ऐसे ऐसा कर रहा हूँ रात को 11:30 बजे. बट द पॉइंट इज दैट दिस इज व्हाट, थिंक अबाउट इट, राइट? If there are 7 different things part of your domain, you should be good at very good at that one thing. Okay, now that, if you see, is a mixture of the generalist and the specialist, right? So instead of being jack of all trades and master of none, you are jack of all trades and master of one. So I want you to remember that, right? Be a T-shaped professional. Like, I'm good at 7 different things, but I'm really good at that one thing, and that's what I'm going to leverage. I'm going to give you another example, right? And this time a bloody business example. Tim Cook, Mr. Tim Cook is the CEO of Apple, right? Like a very big guy, $1 trillion company lead kar raha hai. This man, how many of you know in the chat, if anyone can tell me, Tim Cook was part of which division of his company? What is Tim Cook really good at? Before Tim Cook was Tim Cook, like before he was the CEO of Apple, what was he responsible for in Apple? And he's been in Apple for decades, right? So if anyone can tell me in the chat, like what was Mr. Tim Cook, really known for? Because Steve Jobs was known for sales and marketing, frankly, right? Product vision, वगैरह वो सब बाद में आया, but he was mainly known for sales, marketing, and of course product. But yeah, development and engineering and so on and so forth was something which Steve Wozniak looked at. What did Tim Cook look at, in his career, decades-long career in Apple? Can anyone in the chat tell me? I don't even know how many people are, live right now. Yes, Mr. Rachar Ambola 641 has gotten it right. Operations. Tim Cook was known always for being an operations god. He was responsible for setting up their entire China manufacturing hub and their entire logistical chain. Because of his innovations in the operational side of things and the logistics side of things of Apple, the cost per unit went down drastically, right? And he was at the forefront of it. He was the chief operating officer of Apple, and he was responsible for scaling them to the global company that they are. Like, of course, not alone, under the tutelage of Steve Jobs. But basically, this is who he was known for. Now, the thing is, Mr. Cook, like every good executive, realized that, hey, I'm good at, operations, but that is not the only thing that I can do. I really need to understand finance, because if I want to be a leader, I really need to understand everything that comes with it, right? I really need to understand marketing. I definitely need to understand sales, right? Now, while Mr. Tim Cook might not have gone dar iPhone bechne, right? But he definitely knows how the retail side of iPhone works. He really understands how the e-commerce side of Apple works. He really understands that. He really understands product development, right? So please, you need to understand that you can be good at one thing, but if you want to grow up in your career, if you want to grow in your career, आपको ये करना होगा, आपको बाकी चीज़ों के बारे में भी देखना होगा. आपको पूरा दुनिया नहीं देखना है. See, if I'm in marketing, right now, I'm young, fairly young. So I shouldn't be going out there, at least as of now, and understanding, यार ये कॉर्पोरेट फाइनेंस कैसे हो रहा है. Like पहले भाई तुझे मार्केटिंग में जाना है ना, तेरे को सच्ची में मार्केटिंग में कुछ करना है, because I know I want to do that. So I will focus mainly on, okay, I want to be the best marketeer that I can be. Of course, product marketing is my strongest suit, and the rest of them I'll expand into. I'll learn, and till now it has worked out. By the way, I have a lot of experience in all different forms of verticals of marketing in B2B SaaS. Right? I can be better at a few of them, but as I said, I'm young. I'll cover it up over a period of time. So that is the difference between generalist and specialist. You start off as a specialist, you are appreciated as a generalist, but ultimately you are given an opportunity to prove yourself, where you have to be like, okay, what is that one thing that you're really good at? And okay, if you're good at this one thing, can you graduate? Can you become a T-shaped professional? Okay, can you really understand things for what they are? Because ultimately, yaar, ye business वगैरह, you need to understand all these big companies. They are nothing but a big business, right? At least the well-run ones. Even the badly run ones are businesses, but they are businesses. So आपको धंधा करना आता है क्या? और धंधा सिर्फ एक वर्टिकल से नहीं होता, धंधा सारे वर्टिकल्स से होता है. तो if you really want to reach the top, you need to understand all the verticals. Or if you want to at least reach the top of your own vertical, you need to understand all the elements, all the pillars of that particular vertical, whether it is finance, marketing, operations, or whatever it is, right? Product, whatever it is. I'm talking very manufacturing and FMCG and tech side of things. But yeah, if you're in investment banking or if you're a VC, you need to understand so many other things about being a leader, right? You also need to understand hiring, being a team leader, developing other leaders, working with other people. These are skills nobody talks about, but these are extremely important, right? So please understand, folks. Like, I will just say one thing. I've seen a lot of questions. I'm going to answer them. If you have any more, please keep it in the chat. But be a T-shaped professional. Okay, please understand that. And remember, we are in the age of AI. Okay, do not forget that you never know what AI will just come out there and automate. You know, you never know what it will come out and automate. And if you're just going to be some sort of specialist, for a very long period of time, you will be in trouble. That does not mean no one saying ki don't be an IC, which is an individual contributor. You will have to be an individual contributor. If you want to be an individual contributor, you can continue to be, right? But please understand, like, at scale, you need to have skills that are much more than what you are really, really, really good at. You have to constantly upskill yourself. You have to constantly, you know, diversify the skills that you have. Keep that in mind, please. Don't just randomly just be like, मेरे को ये आता है, मैं यही करते रहेगा, मैं सो जाऊंगा, मेरे को 20% मिल गया एक्स्ट्रा हाइक, बाय. Don't do that to yourself. Okay, please don't do that to yourself. So as I said, AI is something which is um, which can be very disruptive. So keep that in mind. And of course, at the very end, I would say be a little paranoid. I think that helps, whether you're a generalist or a specialist. And please remember, companies always love to ask, what problem does this guy solve? And like solve as in solve, not just attempt and go to sleep. Your value is based on the number of things that you can do and the number of things that you can do well. Okay, so just remember that. But that comes later. If you're in your career, just starting out, be known for this thing. That yaar, Saurabh is known for this thing. Usko ye aata hai. Whether he knows the other things or not, we don't know. We'll figure it out over a period of time. Chance mila to dekh lenge, right? So yeah, just keep that in mind. That's the whole argument between a generalist and a specialist. Thank you. Now I'll take some questions and some comments. I don't know how many people live right now. मैं वो देख भी नहीं रहा. Anas Fazil is like, I thought it was Premiere video. अरे Premiere होता तो आता ना Premiere live है रे. Anas is like, hello bhai, I joined this company as a product support specialist. I want to become a product analyst. How to do this? कुछ guide कर सकते हैं? I'm fed up with customer support and product support. No, very, very interesting. I actually know people like that, by the way. But yeah, changing streams is tough. But here's the thing, right? You actually are in customer support and product support. So you actually know, a lot about the product already. So you have to start by pitching that, hey, I already know a lot about the product. And I think I can actually move closer to product development, product and analysis, and so on and so forth. Okay. So that is a good base. Okay. So you remember, now you have to sell yourself. Now you have to network. Okay. Now there are official ways of doing this and unofficial ways of doing this. Official way is like ki IJP hota hai, which is an internal job posting. Find out if there are any opportunities in being a product analyst. है क्या तुम्हारे कंपनी में प्रोडक्ट एनालिस्ट का रोल ओपन है क्या? मोस्ट कंपनीज इनिशियली रेज जॉब ओपनिंग्स इंटरनली, IJP, right? So check it out, right? And listen, you can't just do things from behind a screen. You have to actually go out there and network with people. आपको जाके वो जो प्रोडक्ट एनालिस्ट का कोई मैनेजर वैनेजर, उसको पकड़ना पड़ेगा, आपको उसको कैफे में पकड़ना पड़ेगा, आपको उसको कहीं कैंटीन में पकड़ना पड़ेगा, ऑफिस पार्टी में पकड़ना पड़ेगा, उसके साथ दोस्ती करनी पड़ेगी. यू हैव टू आस्क हिम और हर कि सर, आई वांट टू बी अ प्रोडक्ट एनालिस्ट सम डे इन द फ्यूचर. डोंट से मुझे अभी बनना है, वो तुम्हारे बॉस को जाके बोलेगा. मतलब आई एम वेरी इंटरेस्टेड, ये आपका जॉब बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग लगता है, आपकी टीम बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग लगती है. हाउ कैन आई जॉइन योर team, like not your team, like be a product analyst in the future, and managers usually they look at young people and they understand, hi, yeah, it's okay if they do not know what exactly they want to do in life. So जब वो जब वो आपसे बात करेंगे आप काफ़ी सीखोगे. You will understand the nuances and the nitty-gritties of being a product analyst. You will also create mind share कि अरे हाँ, ये लड़का आया था मेरे पास. ये आया था, इसको आने का है मेरी टीम में. They will guide you what to learn, what not to learn. Go and see if there are any certifications that can help you out, right? So be ready on a theory level so that when it comes to practically doing things, you will be ready. Okay, so you have to network unofficially, you have to apply officially, and you have to keep upskilling, and diversifying your skills in the background. Mr. Rao Sahib is asking today, if you ask, it's a journalist who will be better off in the long run. I kind of agree, right? I will not say his name. It's tough for me to not say his name. He's my friend, but yeah, Mr. Rao Sahib is absolutely right. Be a generalist, but do have that one, as I said, right? Have a T-shape thing, which is very good. And आजकल because of AI, it's easier to become a generalist also, right? कि हाँ, तो बेस लेवल हर एक आदमी क्लियर कर पा रहा है, right? So what is your differentiator? It is that thing which you are really really good at, right? So I completely agree with Mr. Rao Sahib. But in the long run, yes, journalist, but you need to be good at one thing, so don't forget that part either. Anshu 7374 is like, is MSc in quantitative economics from IIT Delhi a generalist or specialist role? That's not a role, that's a graduation. Yeah. I need you guys to understand your qualifications are not achievements. They're not. Yeah. Rachar, actually, they are. Some of them are. I mean, if you're from IIT Delhi, you're from IIT Delhi, let's be frank. But that's not. We are talking about corporate here, right? तुमने काम क्या किया? Why do you guys keep talking about college like it's work experience? It's not. College is college. Um, Racha Rambola is like, I've been thinking about a question a lot since 2 months, but don't you think journalists have an upside cap because they're spread too thin? That's a good one. Like, if you are spread too thin, if you're doing too many things, yes, it could be a problem. But as I mentioned, right, um, one day you have to pick one. It's like a guy who's dating like 6 girls. You have to pick one. You have to pick one, or at least pretend to pick one, but you have to pick one. Okay. So वो आपको अगर आप इतने हीरो हो, you're spread across all those places, it's not scalable. That is completely true, right? So you have to pick one thing which you're good at, or max 2 things that you're good at, and continue with it. Most people choose one thing, and companies require you full time on things. Just remember that much, right? uh, Anshu is like, what is the future scope in terms of career growth of analytics type role? Yeah, I don't know what to say about this. I think it should be fine. Everyone needs analytics, right? But do remember, AI is making data analysis extremely easy. Okay, वो जो इंटरप्रिटेशन डेटा इंटरप्रिटेशन वगैरह है एंड डेटा प्रेजेंटेशन वगैरह है वो खा रहा है AI. Okay, so what you need to develop is what to do with the data. Inferences and applications. More than just analysis. um, okay, Julie's 50768. Hey Paul, what are your plans for end of the year New Year party? Nothing, just sit at home and chill and just have a couple of drinks and go to sleep with my wife. Noam Judah is like, dude, these days I've started watching your videos, even though I'm in chemistry research, not corporate. Thanks, man. But I'm pretty sure whatever I say, I genuinely believe is applicable in some place or the other in life, right? Uh, Lost Soul is like why journalists are not being liked these days, because it's easy to be a journalist nowadays, right? Like because of AI, like you genuinely, dude, I can honestly, do financial modeling today on a very basic level, but I can still do it. Okay, थोड़ा सा एफर्ट डाला, मतलब थोड़ा सच्ची में जिसको कोई आता है उसको उसके साथ बैठ के किया तो हो भी जाएगा. ठीक है, थोड़ा उसमें क्रेडिट नहीं खाते ग्रुप प्रोजेक्ट में, मैं वैसा आदमी बन जाऊंगा. बट you earlier it was almost impossible, like someone like me who doesn't know anything, वो financial modeling क्या करेगा तू hero. But yeah, and this is like the worst AI is ever going to be, so imagine when it really becomes really good, right? Yeah, Noam Judah is like, in my industry AI and ML have been used for more than a decade. That's fantastic. There are many industries where AI and ML have been used for more than a decade. You're absolutely right. Large language models are a recent phenomena. ML has been used. Like, does anyone know about trading, right? Like these quantitative trading firms, quant trading firms like Jane Street and all, they have been using algorithmic trading for a decade now, more than that. For many years, for decades, like stock markets. They've been using it. These firms have been using it for decades and they've made billions of dollars. As simple as that. Yeah. Uh, okay. Anas is talking about remote workplace or something. Noam Judah is like, where in Navi Mumbai are you from? Khar Ghar. Soham Singh is like, just gonna join a remote startup as a new grad software engineer. So thinking of shifting to Pune or Bangalore, not home. I need to live an independent life. Any advice for a fresh young grad? Good start. You're moving out of the house, I personally feel. The reason being that I genuinely feel that you need to learn to live life on your own. It's not easy. It looks all shiny and amazing for the first few months, but later on reality hits you. You have to manage your own budget. You start appreciating your parents even more. It's like कि हाँ बनती नहीं थी मम्मी पापा के साथ, but after a point you realize, my God, they did a stellar job in keeping me alive. So when you start doing it for yourself, you really appreciate it, and you better fucking appreciate it, right? Like that's all I'll say. And yeah, going out there, and here's the thing, right? Even if you're joining a remote startup, you never know, your second job might be a physical job. And if you're a software engineer, Pune and Bangalore are amazing places to find jobs. Keep that in mind, and please meet other young people. That's life. Otherwise you'll be like, I'm just gonna have 2 drinks and go to sleep with my wife. That's what you will do. So enjoy, have a great time, I would say. So yeah, my life story 5117 is like, right now I'm interning at Bangalore based startup as a technical program manager intern. I'm paid well as compared to intern. What to do next? Try product roles. I want high salary, 15 to 20 lakhs per annum. Yeah, you can try product roles. Product roles pay well. Are you good at it though? Are they going to hire you for it? You want 15, 20 lakhs. Why? What are your qualifications? What are your qualifications? What do you bring to the table that someone should pay you 15, 20 lakhs? That's my question to you. Shlok, Shloke, Shlok Ekhande, 1307. Hi sir. अरे पोल बोलो यार. Hi sir क्या होता है? I'm in final year BTech from tier 3 college. Should I do MBA with or without work experience? I'm from Maharashtra. It doesn't matter where you know how much experience you have. Do your MBA as much as possible from as good a college as possible. That's the whole thing. And you should ask yourself, why are you doing an MBA? What do you want to do in your life? You can be from a tier 3 college, that's fine. I know people, who have done like that. That's completely fine. But you should ask yourself, आपको life में क्या करना है? Don't just do things because your parents told you or your friends told you or you saw someone do it. You have to ask yourself why you want to do what you want to do. That's my point. My life story is like, I'm BSc Math final year student. Okay. You're a BSc Mathematics guy. Wow, fantastic. BSc Mathematics is good. Honestly, that's a good technical qualification that you have. But please remember, companies pay you for what you bring to the table, what you add to the product, what you add to the service. They bring you to the table for that. Top line, how do you impact the top line? How do you impact the bottom line? Nobody cares what your qualification is, frankly, to be very frank. Anas is like, how do you network with people? Specifically, how to find them without being a suck up to the other person. Why are you guys so worried about being suck ups? Yeah, तुमको who's going to target you as a or brand you as a suck up if you are one? Why you're so tired? Not that I have ever been accused of being a suck up. On the other hand, it's the exact opposite. They're like, we honestly thought you were an extremely arrogant person, but when we met you and talked to you, when we had the honest chance to chill with you, we're like, यार ये तो ठीक है, इसका शक्ल ही तेरा खराब है थोड़ा. I was like, yeah, that's true. So yeah, just how do you see? Listen, networking में ना simple जाके बात कर लोगे. Hey, hi, what's up? क्या चालू है? Just nothing. Just be cool. Be chill. Be chill. छल कपट के साथ मत जाओ. And I heard this once from this Navy SEAL guy. I forgot his name. वो American Navy SEAL बंदा है. I think, and he basically was like Jocko Willink. He had a beautiful video he made, which is like, intention has a smell. You know, intention has a smell. People can smell your intentions. You know, so if you're gonna, I genuinely go out and network with people because I really want to know more about them. I honestly want to know more about them. I'm curious about them. Go out there with a curious mind, or be honest. Hey bro, I'm a marketer. You are a senior marketer. I'm giving my own example. I want to be like you. How do I become like that? I just wanted to really learn from you, and just wanted to chat with you. Like, do you have like 5 minutes? I would love to just learn from you. कितना 5 लोग को अप्रोच करेगा ना, 3 लोग मना करेगा, 2 लोग हाँ बोलेगा. Why are you so afraid of being rejected? What do you have to lose? I've honestly done that, by the way. I've literally messaged people, hey, listen, whatever you do now, I really find it interesting. मेरे को सिखाएगी क्या कैसे करते हैं ये. एंड मैं 15 मिनट ब्लॉक करूँ तेरा. आज तक मेरे लाइफ में ऐसा कभी नहीं हुआ कि वो 15 मिनट में ख़त्म हुआ है. आधा घंटा पौन घंटा गया है वो. People love to talk about themselves, man. And I honestly went there with honest curiosity, genuine, authentic curiosity. I honestly wanted to learn more about her job, how she did it, because I had massive respect for her. I was like, यार इसको आता है यार, मुझे भी सीखना है, कैसे करती है ये. So you need to go out and network like that. So there's that. You can approach people on LinkedIn directly also, by the way. Like they'll be fine. Many people will just ignore you, but some will respond. So there's that. Cool. अरे बाप रे बहुत सवाल आ गए. Okay. Will AI lead to job crisis for generalist or for specialist? For everyone, frankly. How do you? Okay. Yeah. Soham, thanks बोल रहा है. Welcome. Julius, I'm new to marketing, waiting to join job. Give me some points to do networking as part of first second month so that I can do cross functional team collab. भाई सबसे पहले ना learn your job, do decent at your job, people will find out about you. ये नेटवर्किंग तेरे को पहला महीना में क्यों करने का है, और अगर करने का भी है ना तो यू गो, पहला चीज़ अपने बॉस के साथ नेटवर्किंग कर और तेरे टीममेट्स के साथ नेटवर्किंग कर, तेरे बॉस के साथ नेटवर्किंग कर, और जो मेरे आजू बाजू के टीम्स जो है जिनके साथ रोज काम करता है उनके साथ नेटवर्किंग कर. ठीक है. बट चैरिटी बिगिंस एट होम. पहले अपने बॉस के साथ नेटवर्किंग कर, अपने कलीग्स के साथ नेटवर्किंग कर, पीयर्स टीममेट्स के साथ कर, फिर ये सब बाहर जाके बान मारना. Okay, but yeah, obviously the way to do it, it depends whether you're remote or in office. But I honestly found the office canteen to be a fantastic place to just go and talk to people. I just did. Lunch breaks are amazing times to just go and straight up talk to people, join them, and chill with them. After work, if you are a smoker, cigarette breaks. Everyone in India drinks tea except for 1 out of 100 people. But even those people will sit around you when you're drinking tea. They're like, you guys continue. I won't have it, but I'll sit. So जाके चाय के टाइम पे बैठो लोगों के साथ, हो जाएगा दोस्ती. So yeah, I have a friend who has been trying to become a data analyst for the past month. So I tell him to give up on this, look for something. Why are you discouraging people from becoming data analysts, bro? Why? What's wrong? Let them go in there. Let them figure it out. Now the tricky part, my life story is saying, is I work in an AI startup, Series A as TPM. I don't know what that means, bro. I know what that means, but I've lost your context. You're a product intern, right? Student housing startup in Pune at half the. Okay, it's too much. My life story. You need to put in one single long message. Racha Ambola is like, when you say you are good at product, what does being good at product mean from what you have seen? Like, you honestly need to understand. Honestly, being good at product means you're just good at understanding what the user wants or the user needs, even before the user understands what they want or need. You need to make it as intuitive as possible. So you make a product that honestly solves their problems in the easiest and fastest way possible. Okay. And developing that product within time, uh, and working seamlessly internally with different teams like engineering, design, marketing, finance, sales. That's being a good product manager in my eyes. Which kind of role, which Anshu is like, which kind of role in corporate jobs has minimal impact of AI in future, and what do you think about a general leadership program which Indian companies offer in top MBA campuses? Indian companies offer in top MBA. Okay, ha. Oh, okay. Executive MBA, which is sponsored by Indian companies. Yes, absolutely. Like TAS, ABGL kind of. Okay, no. Sorry. Okay. General. Okay, these leadership programs like TAS, ABGL, and all. Funnily enough, I was part of a leadership program for my MBA placements, so I know exactly what you're talking about. But as I said, I was oh wow, this brings back memories. I was hired as a general management. I was literally hired into general management role. I cracked the general management role. I never thought I was ever going to do that, right? And it was considered wow in my days. In my days, 8 years ago. And guess what happened? Within a month, we were asked, okay, choose something which you're going to do. Choose a stream, choose a role, choose a domain. You can't be a general management guy forever. There's nothing like that. You have to go in there and do something, right? Even if you become like a program management person, you become a program management specialist. So yeah, so that's the whole thing. And with job as the minimal impact of AI, sales, it's going to be sales. Human beings want human beings to talk to. Sales. Of course, you won't be able to sell the smallest of things. You'll now really have to sell complicated stuff. Sales is never going to go away. It's just not possible. But it's the toughest job out there. My life story is like, okay, I've lost this guy. Should I complete 6 months, move to Pune after? No, you need to have one single question. Lost soul is like, can someone get a general management job without MBA? I don't think so. If you get great, but again, as I said, you will become a specialist after a point of time. Anas Fazil is like, have you ever did a 15-minute on LinkedIn? Huh? What does that mean? Did a 15-minute on LinkedIn? वो क्या होता है? Sorry, I don't understand. Rohini Subramaniam 7999. Hello, Rohini. Is the question, where do you see yourself 5 years, still relevant? 100%. You know why? What's the point of a question when someone asks you, where do you see after 5 years? You know what's the point of that question? They don't want to judge your accuracy. Nobody even knows where they're going to be a year or two down the line. Okay? That's life. Okay? What they want to see is, what do you have in mind? Have you even thought of it? Are you someone who's forward thinking, or are you just doing things for the heck of it? Are you going to answer this question in a very tacky manner and you're just going to say whatever you think they want to hear? That's what the interviewer wants to know. Has this person even thought of their career? Have they even taken this interview seriously? Have they taken their own life seriously? Have they taken their own career seriously? So yes, where do you see yourself after 5 years is still relevant. You can add a caveat, like assuming things don't get disrupted beyond recognition. I would like to do this, that. That's it. They'll respect you for that. Um, Shows wisdom and maturity. Anas Fazil is like, so the thing is, I have my CEO that I like. I have my CEO that I like product analyst and analytics side, but didn't exactly confessed it key. I want to switch my ass to product analyst. I told him I want to contribute capping. Oh my god, Gen Z. Be very upfront and talk to people, Anas. That's all I'll say. I'll just say key, be very upfront when you talk to people, especially when you're young. People do not expect young people to uh, be measured with their words. That burden is on people like me who have matured over a period of time and be like, कि उम्र हो गया साले ढंग से बात कर. So you're young, you can do these things, but yeah, keep in mind to be careful when you do these things. So yeah, cool. My life story is like product intern again. My life story, boss. Okay, no. Okay, Anshu is asking, if you have an option to work in Singapore, Germany, Switzerland for 10 years as compared to India, where is there a possibility to grow more in terms of salary and savings? Would you believe it if I told you you're gonna save more in India? Your life will be better in Singapore, Germany and Switzerland for sure. I mean, duh. आज मैं गाड़ी चला के वापस आ रहा था, मेरा गाड़ी 45 के ऊपर गया ही नहीं, बिकॉज आई लिव इन मुंबई. कोई भी कहीं से भी आ रहा है, कुछ भी चल रहा है. गूगल मैप्स हैज ऑल्सो गिवन अप ऑन मुंबई. साला पूरा खोद के रखा है, रास्ता ब्लॉक कर दिया. गूगल मैप्स लग जाओ ना, जाओ जाओ, फुटपाथ के ऊपर से जाओ, कूद के जाओ, उड़ के जाओ. अरे मेरा बाइक नहीं है भाई, गाड़ी है. So your life will be better outside. Frankly, like quality of life is any day better in outside of India, especially the countries that you mentioned. But yeah, if you really do well in India in your career, you'll save more. The cost of living is extremely high in Singapore and in Switzerland, by the way, extremely high. So be very careful. Yeah. On mission is like thoughts on AI and layoff considering India's population. Most of India's population is unaffected by AI because they, as of now, is because they are unorganized labor. They are in the informal sector. Correct? You know what is really the danger for India? It's not AI. It's robotics. It's driverless cars. There are millions of people who are drivers in India. What happens if driverless cars become mainstream? And don't give me that bullshit. Ha ha ha. They're not made for Indian roads. तेरे को ऐसे मालूम? You're telling me like Silicon Valley is not going to solve this in 5 years? Shut up, man. I mean, if anyone can Google, you can search what Nitin Gadkari had to say about driverless cars. He said, I will not let driverless cars enter India because it will just lead to massive job losses. We can't afford that, and that's fair. So it's robotics and automation that is a problem. AI is a white collar person challenge, not for the majority of Indians. Right. Yeah, my life story. Yeah, too long confusion. Yeah, you're absolutely right. I have no clue what you're saying. Anas Fazil is like, then he subtly dodged it, your CEO, and said, "Ki focus on solving the problems you're hired for." Ah, no. So Anas, you went and asked your CEO कि सर मुझे है ना प्रोडक्ट में ज़्यादा फोकस है, मैं ये करूँ कि वो करूँ. See, you're an intern, right? So act like one. Do your job. तू तू सेट पे एक्स्ट्रा है, हीरो मत बन. तू कर, मतलब ambition is great. Do it when you're a full-time employee. When you're an intern, people are like, यार तेरे को जो बोला था वो तो तू कर नहीं रहा है. तेरे को यहाँ पे कूदना है, अच्छी बात है. No doubt about it. But first you do your day job, then we'll figure out the rest of it. है कि नहीं? वो वैसे हो गया. लाइक तू अगर एक बैट्समैन है और तू तेरे से 10 रन नहीं बन रहे हैं 4 मैच में, और तू बोल रहा है मुझे बॉलिंग भी करना है, वाला साले बैटिंग कर ले पहले. डोंट बी इम्पेशेंट. या सो दैट्स दैट. Yeah, Noam Juda is like, I would advise everyone to try getting into the research field. Your AI and ML will replace you, will help you, not replace you completely, 100%. Research is getting incredibly lucrative, but it will still take time. India में यार research का उतना value नहीं है, unfortunately. I think India really needs to improve its R&D input. What is it, like 0.6% of our GDP? South Korea has like 5.6% of our GDP. International average is 2 to 3%. Recommended is 2 to 3%. We are at 0.6% of our GDP is in R&D, and we are expecting the private sector to pick up the slack. And they haven't been doing it for a long, long time. So, I mean, I hope things improve, frankly speaking. Julie's is like, pray for me. I get the Series A startup job I interviewed for. Else, I would be stuck at lower level in big media agency for 2 years at least, which won't contribute to hands-on skill. Yeah, I hope you get what you wish for, Julie's. And when you get it, I hope you're happy. My life story is like, आप तो millennial हो, you should have patience to read my confusion. Common. Yes, I'm a millennial, but I do appreciate coherence. KG Cardboard is like, should I do data analytics or एक काम कर, माई लाइफ स्टोरी आप एक कमेंट करके डाल दो आफ्टर द दिस थिंग इज ओवर. आई प्रॉमिस आई विल रिस्पॉन्ड टू यू. KG Cardboard is like, should I do data analytics or data engineering as a career? Guys, career का spelling सीधा रखो. And how much time to be spent on becoming one? I can't answer that question, KG Cardboard. I don't understand that. As in data analytics and data engineering का basics ऊपर ऊपर का पता है. उसके आगे I can't advise you. I would be doing malpractice by talking about things I don't know anything about, right? So एज आई सेड, यू नो, मेरे को ऊपर ऊपर का नॉलेज है उस चीज़ के बारे में. जिस चीज़ के बारे में नॉलेज है मैं आपको बहुत ज्ञान दूंगा, बट जो नहीं है आई कांट. रोहिणी सुब्रमण्यन इज लाइक, if you had 100 crores, which business would you start? That's fantastic question. Again, Rohini Subramaniam, again, amazing questions. Guys, please learn from Rohini. अगर 100 करोड़ है ना, सबसे पहले मैं घर पे बैठूंगा, which you know, and I'm going to put like a decent amount, like 20-25 crores इन अ फिक्स्ड डिपॉजिट, और उसका रोज जो इंटरेस्ट आएगा हर महीना, उससे मैं अपना घर गृहस्थी चलाऊंगा. ठीक है? बिकॉज एज आई सेड, you can't expand until you land, and so you need to create a base for yourself where you're super confident and secure. Only with a clear mind can you perform well. So that's the first thing that I'm going to do. The second thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to divide it. I'm going to make multiple bets, right? If you're saying कि हाँ बस एक ही business में invest करना है, that would be a better question to answer. So I'll take it in that direction. I would say I'll take the rest of the 75 CR, 75 crores. And honestly, I will put it in, you won't believe this, not technology. I don't think I'm going to put it in technology. I, I will put it in real estate. That's a business. Trust me. Because आप कितना भी कुछ भी कर लो, इंडिया में रियल एस्टेट बहुत ज़रूरी है. ओके, लाइक it's a crazy industry to be a part of, but if you really know how to invest and make proper, because it's a crazy industry to be a part of. The you make any building, right? Proper building बनाओगे. My friends who actually work there, they are like, भाई तेरे पास अगर बहुत सारे पैसे हैं ना, तू लिटरली 3 या 4 माला बेचेगा ना, the rest of it is pure profit. The rest of it is pure profit. That is what I will invest in, honestly. I'll just put it in real estate and just keep expanding on top of it. And it is hard, this thing, what do you call? It is a hard asset. It is a hard asset. It exists with or without uh, AI and internet, right? In fact, even without electricity, if you consider just the land aspect of it, right? So even the land on which your real estate is really important. So I'll put into that. So that is the business I would go in India. Um, Ashish Ingle, personal. How to answer HR questions while switching job, expected salary. Sometimes HR just hung up when you tell them notice period is 60 days. Dude, you can't do anything if the HR doesn't want you in 60 days. If you shouldn't join a company that is not ready to compromise on your notice period. Because what happens is you're suddenly losing leverage, you're losing respect. Okay. So you need to be like, bro, you have to accept me for what my current condition is. If you really think I can join your company and contribute, 60 days is my joining period. Sorry, this is the whole thing. And expected salary, just tell them your expected salary. You should find out, by the way, जाके थोड़ा लोगों से बात करो कि इस लेवल पे ये कंपनी में कितना मिलता है, and you should even ask them what is your budget, and they'll be like, no, we have budget, anything is a good budget, we just want good people. So you should, it depends, yeah, depends. आपका level क्या है, आप कौन हो, आप कितने young हो, आप कितना कमाते हो. You need to learn, by the way, you should really know what is your market value, and based on that, you have to quote over there. How long will it take on mission is asking AI to start affecting white collar jobs seriously in India? Dude, what is in India? The day it affects in New York, it's going to affect in Mumbai. There is no difference. Like the internet is like it makes the world flat, right? The moment these people, I would say AI agents are the real deal. That is when jobs are gonna start getting affected. When AI agents really get good, so I'll say 5 years from now, that is when it's gonna get affected. Nope, this is not real. 1434 is saying I can switch in backend big tech or startup for general things. I want to do something of my own, but still like backend as a career. Also, the pay is good. I have 2 years experience. Good for you. Keep doing projects on the side, and if something really shoots up, you can turn that into your business. By the way, so that's one good thing about tech. You can have pilots on the side. Patwal 7 is like, भाई आप क्या job करते हो? Bro, I'm a marketer for SaaS companies. So yeah, I'm tech marketing. Anshu 7374, do you think finance jobs will be more affected by the AI in future as compared to HR jobs? I don't think HR jobs are going to get affected, by the way. You need to manage people. Funnily enough, what happens when HR jobs are required to even handle AI agents? Crazy provocative question. Think about it. HR management like becomes even more important in the age of AI because the employees who you have, the skilling that you need to do gets even more crucial and critical in that aspect. Keep that in mind. Indian companies and industries, Noam Juda is saying, simply don't want to pay for research even when you're a lithium sodium R&D engineer. That's why I went to China, did my MSc, and ended up working at CATL. Oh, that's crazy. Uh, यही होता है यार, we are losing talent. Sohan Singh 2022. By the way, how did your wife change your life for good or bad? Just gonna restart dating after getting the job. Current girlfriend going to US, so breakup is destined. Damn. But yeah, without going too much into my personal life, I'm extremely lucky that I have the privilege of marrying my wife and calling her my wife, and she's definitely changed my life for the good, for the better. So yeah, I'll just that's a blessing. Anshu7374 is saying recently the Trapit Bansal PhD computer science guy was offered 800 crore salary by Facebook. He was a research guy. Don't compare. Yeah, of course he was a research guy, but he was a research guy who's worked in Google, who worked like in Meta, matlab, who worked for OpenAI, and he also worked for Amazon, if I'm not wrong, for some time. Okay, oh, he was not your run of the mill research guy. He was AI research. Okay, there is no comparison. Lag P is saying for current uh, MBA students, what is the one field which can reap good returns as of now? There is no one field like that. You need to be really good at what you do. That's the field that will return the most amount of yield. Rohini Subramanian, like, I thought you would say I'll open a marketing agency and do some disruptive innovation in the marketing field. See, that's a problem, right? Everyone opens a marketing agency, Rohini. प्रॉब्लम वो है, प्रॉब्लम क्या है ना इंडिया में, सबको मार्केटिंग एजेंसी खोलना है. That's the problem. The barrier to entry is very low. I want to enter businesses where the barrier to entry is high. I hate anything in life which has a very easy barrier to entry or no barrier to entry, because then it will become crowded and I'll have to continuously fight to survive, forget, thrive. So I want to enter a space where it's very difficult. एक बार fight मारना है, but एक बार fight मारा ना तो वो जिंदगी भर उसको मैं reap करते रहूंगा. That's my angle. That's my way of going about it, right? So that's the thing. That's the thing. Marketing agency, innovation. Yeah, I can do all of this with real estate also, by the way, if you think about it. Because real estate, if you can sit and make it work also. Marketing agency, you can't sit, bro. You have to continuously work on it. That's the problem. Very, very intense industry. So and very low margins. Very low margins. Anshu7374 is like, how much money does Indian individual need to be a job free guy anywhere in the world? Anywhere in the world, मालूम नहीं, इंडिया में 20 crore कमा लिए, you're sorted. You're sorted for 2 generations, you're sorted. Provided you're not a crazy idiot who, you can outspend anyone then. You just need to learn how to put money in a fixed deposit and just keep reaping the rewards. That's it. You can be free. Yeah. Anas Fazil is like, why don't product based companies open universities and sell these students to other companies and pick the best ones for themselves? They do it in a way instead of the university part. Like if you look at it, most Google and Meta, you know, engineers and product managers and marketers, they ultimately go to other places and they become leaders over there. The best example would be something like an FMCG example would be HUL, Hindustan Unilever. These people, they just do things so well and they train and mentor people so well. They create many CEOs, man. वो उनको इतना next level बना देते हैं. वो they can go to any company and run that thing very efficiently, more often than not. So they do it in a way. They do it in a way. And of course, the reason they won't open an university and sell these things to students is because उनका धंधा चौपट हो जाएगा. There is something called as business secrets. Folks, I think I'll log off in like 2-3 minutes. Devarshi Pal is like, how do you manage and lead a team? I'm a software engineer 2 and aiming to be a software engineer 3. Very different, yeah. See, the whole point is you are supposed to make things easy for your team. Okay. Your job is to unblock and not be an ass. Okay. That's it. Your job is to unlock things for them, make their lives easy. They will make your life easy. As simple as that. That's the one thing you really need to do. And please believe in processes over people. I hate it when it's sorry. Oh, I'm so sorry. Processes over personality. People are number one, as I mentioned. Processes over personality. कि सौरभ आएगा तो ही काम होगा नहीं, that's a personality led system. Even if Saurabh is not there, this work can be done because of the system that he's put in place. That's how you become a leader. You have to automate yourself away. Ashish Ingre is like, how should a software developer handle a situation where a long tenured employees engage in office politics and prevent you from getting core challenging tasks that could help you grow? How to handle? Frankly, I don't know how to do that, bro. I mean, I myself failed at it. I would honestly be like, try to be friends with them, but if they really don't like you, you just probably have to move to another company, another team where you can actually get those things. On Mission 247 is like any prediction on how jobs will be after AI agents, as you said, and what after it are we going to be unemployed? What is your prediction? That's a great question. I make a video on it. It's too much to answer at 12:30. I promised my wife I'll be sleeping at 12, but it's 12:30. I can't answer that now. Sorry, On Mission, but I promise you I'll make a video out of this because it's a great topic. Rachar Ambola 641 is like, just like HUL, PNG also creates this mini CEOs. What do they do differently? Have you seen a pattern? Honestly, not really. But from what I have spoken to the people from HUL and PNG, is that they make them, they have set processes. Okay, they have processes that were made in Europe and in the US and across the world, and they have set processes. उनको पता है. Okay, उनको पता है कि यही होने वाला है. And what happens is you just have to follow a playbook. They solved FMCG years ago, decades ago. Okay, they have solved it. They're gods of FMCG. They have solved it. Okay, until the e-commerce and quick commerce revolution, there was not much change in the way you were selling things. There were a lot of change in the way in the early 2000s. Many things changed because of internet and social media really reaching scale. There was change in the way you market things, but the way you sell, the way you go to market, and so on and so forth, the templates were more or less the same, right? Um, so these people, they honestly train them on those templates and on those ways of doing things, and they essentially mentor them in a way, and they put them out there. They have those structured stints that they have to do. अभी तू sales करेगा, अभी तू फैक्ट्री पे जाएगा, अभी तू एसी ऑफिस में बैठ के फाइनेंस टीम के साथ काम करेगा, थोड़ा डिज़ाइन टीम के साथ काम करेगा, एंड वंस यू आर डन देन यू आर पुट इनटू वन प्लेस वेयर यू हैव टू प्रूव योरसेल्फ. यू आर गिवन अ मार्केट, यू आर गिवन अ सेगमेंट, you have to keep growing it, and you ultimately become a mini CEO because you are given the P&L of that niche, so to say, right? So that's what it is, folks. I forgot to mention, but please like, comment, subscribe. The algorithm likes it. Just do it. Just you hit a like. It's 12:30. It's fantastic chatting with you guys, but I have to wake up very early tomorrow. I have some work, so वो काम करूँगा मैं. And so yeah, that's what I would say, Rachar. And so I'm asking question about dating. I can't answer this. I'll answer this in another call. It's 12:30, folks. Indigo crisis. It's a private monopoly. How is it a private monopoly? Every other airline screwed itself out of the competition. How is it a monopoly? You're telling me Air India का नहीं होता क्या डिले? स्पाइस जेट का नहीं होता क्या? आकाशा का नहीं होता क्या? जेट एयरवेज का नहीं होने का क्या? यस, इंडिगो का पहली बार हुआ है ना ऐसा. Indigo is so well known for being on time that this was considered an insane, unbelievable thing. It's not a private monopoly. In fact, in India, they let airline companies fight it out, and they don't survive. They don't survive. In the West, they bail them out. As simple as that, right? So, how is that a private monopoly? So, yeah. On Mission is like, I'll wait for the video. Good content. Thank you, bro. Thank you, Rachar. Yeah, Ansal. No, Baba, I'm not IMIT. I'm a JB IMS graduate. So, yeah. Anyway, folks, had a good time. नींद आ रहा है थोड़ा सा. I guess we'll catch up tomorrow, day after. I'll put something. Wow, 1 hour, 5 minutes. I told my wife 20, but it's okay. Lovely catching up with you folks. Like, comment, subscribe, share this with some of your friends who you think might enjoy this.